beat the Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the Bulldog.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today for episode number 100, Adam Thornton.
Boom, baby. Woo! 100, Clark.
Welcome, everybody.
Triple digits.
This is going to be such a fun episode. We are thrilled about this one. It has taken us a little bit of time to get together to record this one, but we hope you enjoy this. What we're about to do is just dive into Row 60 history, and this episode is fully dedicated to the history of Row 60, the set. We're going to be talking about things like, our call-in shows, College Game Day, our viral stuff that's going viral, funny moments, just great times that we've had here on Row 60 and had with each of you, the listeners. We've met so many of you, and we want to shout you guys out. There's so much we want to talk about when it comes to Row 60, and once again, super excited about this one.
Yeah, Clark, I mean, this one's special, man. For our 100th episode, want to just go back down memory lane, you know, and I mean, it's a good time to do it because, it's Christmas season right now. Everybody right now is just getting together, fellowshipping with family and friends, and hey, I mean, we got some big stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And we're blessed to be able to have it where we're kind of in that in-between period between the SEC championship and when Georgia starts their playoff run, man, that we've done these episodes in the past where we've kind of been in between right there, and thankfully it's another year where we get to see a Georgia playoff run, man. I mean, last year was tough not having that, but heck, we're back at it again, so we're going to get to that. But this episode, like you said, Clark, is dedicated to driving down memory lane. Yeah. I'm excited for it.
It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, as you alluded to, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, we're filming this December 23rd after our family's Christmas party here at the shop. And
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's late night once again, but we got to get this one out to you guys. And then we, once again, will have another episode that is solely focused on Notre Dame and also the other playoff games this past week.
Yes.
We will talk about that a little bit.
A lot of making fun of Tennessee.
Yeah.
A lot of making fun of Tennessee. I mean, that's just a great pastime of Row 60, man. And a lot of making fun of Clemson, too. So, I mean, both of them are home for the holidays. That's great. Don't have to worry about football or focus on that. Clemson, Tennessee fans can move on to basketball season or whatnot then. So, I mean, that's what a blessing for them, right?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, Adam, let's get into this thing.
Let's do it, baby.
We've got a lot to talk about.
First.
Yep. We've already sort of done this in the past where we've talked about and relived some great things and great stories. And I'm sure there are going to be some moments and things you've already heard us say and talk about and reminisce on. But we're going to have some more stuff that you've never heard about.
Yeah. Clark, let's go ahead and preface this by saying that me and you are both very nostalgic people.
We are. Yeah,
I mean, you would think we're 80 years old with how we talk about the old days, man, and our childhood and old Georgia memories from games we went to before we even started Row 60 and everything for years and other things in life, man. So we're nostalgic, so bear with us. So we're excited about going back in time, man, and watching this and hearing old clips and just reliving those memories, man. And we hope everybody enjoys it as much as we are.
Yeah. And if you're new here, this is a great time to get caught up with what's happened in the other 99 episodes in Row 60 history. And well, once again, maybe this will catch you up and sort of give you a little bit about who we are and how we got started. Let's start from the beginning, Adam. July 22nd, 2021.
Wow. Man.
Where were we? Tell us about that day.
We were at the lake that day. And I remember we were grilling out some hamburgers. You can't beat a just grilled hamburger, man. I mean, I could go to a fast food joint and just eat one, Wendy's $5 biggie bag junior bacon cheeseburger. But when you get a hamburger on a grill, you got to eat two of them. I don't know what it is, man. But so we were indulging in one of those hamburgers, man. And Clark, how'd it go? I mean, this is of course July of it, and we're sitting there getting fired up about football season, as we always did during that time of the year. I mean, you can just feel it, it's coming. I mean, practice is about to ramp up, man. They're about to put full pads on. You're about to get news every single day. So this was before the 2021 season, coming off the COVID year, so there was a little bit extra excitement because, I mean, it didn't feel right in 2020, right? So, I mean, we kind of just said, hey, we need to just start a podcast. You had gotten podcast equipment already at this time, hadn't you?
Yeah. And I really don't even know why I bought it. I think it was, at that time I had a production company, did video production, and I was hoping to getting into the podcast game and offer that to my clients. But then I got to thinking about it a little bit more over the summer, and you did too. And we had always talked about, hey, let's do this. Let's do a podcast. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's just do it and just see what happens. And sure enough, July 22nd, spontaneously, really, we were just like, no, let's start it this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was kind of a last minute thing. Yeah, because we're in late July there. Football, Georgia Clemson kicked off August, 31st that year? Was that August or September?
No, that was September 3rd, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But yeah, we sat there and we were thinking like, okay, well, if we do this thing, we got to have a name, obviously. Right. And we threw out some pretty cheesy ones, corny ones, dog bites. What was another one? Do you remember?
Well, I mean, you just have all these ones and you look at a lot of Georgia podcasts out there, UGA football talk. I mean, and that's fine. You know, it's good names and everything, but we wanted something that was just unique. You couldn't confuse it with anybody else, man. And so that's what kind of the direction our head was going then, trying to figure out what is the title of the podcast.
Right. And then shout out to your cousin, Joanna Davis Malcolm. She was there and she was like, well, man, where do you guys sit? You know, in Sanford Stadium. And we're like, well, section 108, row 60. Yep. And it kind of clicked right then. And she was like, well, there's your name, row 60.
Perfect.
And we were like, wait, that is beautiful.
That's it. That's it. We're going to run with it. That's it. So, yeah.
And that was sort of the birth of row 60 right there. And then I went home later that night. I went to Photoshop. I was like, we got to have a logo.
Right.
And I started with the state of Georgia. I didn't know what else it would look like. And so, I just started working with it. About 3 hours later, I had something I was proud of, and I sent it to Adam, and he approved. And so we moved on with that. But if you are a true row 60 OG, and you really got to know your stuff about this one, there is a darker logo that looks just not that great. There is. It's near black, where the state's like gray, right?
Right.
It's a soft gray. It looks good. It's like the silver breeches that Georgia wears, but there used to be a dark logo, very, very dark gray, and I made some stickers of that logo, and some people have those stickers out there. So if you have one of those stickers, you were definitely there from the very get-go.
That's exactly right, man.
But yeah, so that's sort of how we started. Yeah. And then, Adam, I'm trying to think how we got together for our first episode. I think we're going to practice an episode, just see how it would go. Right?
That's right. That's right. Do you want to go ahead and dive into kind of what we wanted to do, what the podcast, like from our perspective of how we wanted to make the podcast?
Sure, yeah.
At that point in time. Well, I think we were talking about it, man. It's like, we're not former Georgia football players. We're not on staff at one of these recruiting sites getting paid and have inside information. And you have podcasts out there trying to put out inside information, like be an insider, be, a big X's and O's guy. And that's fine. Everybody has their places. But, I mean, there's so much, the market's flooded with that, especially with Georgia football and SEC football, man. But I was like, people can get that from other places. I mean, all these other recruiting services, people do that for their main jobs, man, and have these inside connections. We're not going to, like, for instance, right now, be the ones who row 60 breaks. Carson Beck had UCL surgery, on his head. I mean, we wanted to be, because we're fans. We're fans first and foremost, just like everybody else is. And it would be cool. I don't see any podcasts out there of people who eat, live, and breathe it by just going to the game as far as just being from a fan's perspective and not be professional about it. Just, just kind of be rough around the edges with it and not, really proper in a sense, and just kind of be a fan podcast about it. And hopefully that's what sets Row 60 apart. And we not try to compete with other podcasts, Georgia podcasts, of kind of the format everybody goes to and what the ones I've heard before and some I still listen to, man. And it's like you can, hopefully it'll be something that people can add to their Georgia podcast or college football podcast list during the football season. That's something different and not the same thing that they're getting from all these other podcasts out there. For
sure. Yeah, so that was definitely the vision. And, when we recorded our first episode, I said, Adam, let's just practice one. Let's just do a practice round, see how it goes. And we set up in my kitchen at home on the bar, on those uncomfortable bar stools. And we recorded episode number 1, which I think is called The Kickoff or something like that. Pretty cheesy, I know. But we listened back to it. We're like, this is not that bad, especially for our first try. It is terrible.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful, man, just sitting there, and I'm already have just ADHD. And I mean, people know I still am to this day fidgety because I can't sit still. I'm not somebody who can sit still. I have to be up, moving, working, doing something, man. So I'm not one of these people just kick back and relax. So, I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm fidgeting. I still do it on set today, and it was just so weird. I've never been, have the headset on and the microphone like that, even though it's just me and Clark in his kitchen, man. But I just remember just loved getting into talking about Georgia football, and it's like, man, and sharing like my favorite memories, and when I started being a fan, all that good fun stuff. It's like, man, I could really enjoy doing this, even if it's just nobody listening, but maybe some of our family or whatnot. As long as it's just me and Clark just being able to just vent and just let loose on our love for the dogs, man. I mean, that's gonna be good. My wife's gonna love that because she doesn't have to get an earful about it all the time, man. So that's kind of where I was thinking about it. And I was like, man, this is gonna be fun. I enjoy this then. So.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had a lot of fun, though it probably doesn't look like it. We're not as energetic in episode number 1, and like most things, your first go at it's probably not going to be your best one. But I look back at it and I still appreciate it for what it was.
That's right.
It really was the start of this whole thing, and man, it's just been special ever since.
Hey,
but yeah, like I said, we recorded that one. We listened back. We were like, okay, this is acceptable. Let's put it out. So August 4th, 2021. That's sort of what I like to call Rose 60's official birthday.
Right.
The first episode was released then. And Adam, going back to what you just said a little bit ago, you said sort of the vision of the podcast was to be the fans' perspective, right?
Right.
And I have a clip from episode number 1 I'm going to play in just a second that basically sums up what this podcast is all about. All right, so let me roll this.
What I want to bring with this experience is we're not sports writers, we're not journalists, and we're definitely not former Division I or Georgia football players whatsoever.
No.
So what this is going to be is something from a fan's perspective.
Right.
An average Joe who loves the dogs, who lives for Saturdays in the fall, and loves being with the brothers and sisters in Sanford Stadium and everywhere else, just getting fired up for the Dogs.
Oh, man. I love it, though.
That's it, man. And still rings true today.
Yeah.
That's what we're about. So
that's true. Yeah. We've always tried to keep that at the forefront of what we do, man. We're just trying to make other people better Georgia football fans, trying to make ourselves better fans, and, ultimately just meet new people and gather in this Georgia football, this love for Georgia football.
That's right.
So it is a big family. And so anyway, second episode. So if we got the first one off the ground. We got some good response.
Yeah,
I think.
For a lot of local people. I mean, everybody that knows this was tuning in. We sent it out. Sent it out to the folks. Hey, check this out. Right. You have a little bit of time, and if they did or not, I don't know. But they said they did. So I mean,
yeah, we'll take them for their word. But second episode, we did sort of this was like an hour and 51 minutes. We've been doing some longer episodes here recently, but man, that was a long one.
Yeah, that was a long one.
We did our sort of preview / roster episode for the 2021 season, episode number 2. We moved out of the kitchen and here into the shop, and we've been here ever since.
And if I remember correctly, Clark, that was our second take doing that, because in the middle of the first one, we did it at a night. I had a fire call. We had a big fire in Royston. And I'm a volunteer fireman, and this whole county is full of volunteer firemen. And we had a big fire in one of our towns that a lot of the fire departments in the county went to that night. And I told Clark, hang on, maybe it's nothing to it. I might be back. And I think we stayed on scene for like 5 or 6 hours that night. Yeah. And we had to scratch that one. And then we redid it, I think, that Sunday afternoon.
I totally forgot about that, man. That was a crazy day, though, because, Adam, I was so concerned about the AC and the noise of it being captured in the mic that I made the executive decision in August, people, in Georgia, when it's like 99 degrees outside, 100% humidity. I said, hey, guys, let's just turn off the AC because it's picking up in the mic. And I don't want that for the people. I want it as clean as audio as I can get.
And thankfully you can't smell through a podcast. So I mean, that's a good thing then, because we were sweating profusely during that time, man. But I remember that vividly, just sitting there trying to focus with, just no air whatsoever. And I'm thinking, can you really hear this? I mean, I know I don't have the best hearing in the world, but I mean, this is just kind of just the minute details, Clark, that make you a great IT man.
Well, ever since that moment, I'm like, no, we got to have the AC on, and then now we got to have the heat on. on, so you might hear it kick on in a little bit. You got to really listen for it.
I mean, we're blessed. We're fortunate enough to live in America where we have the luxury, you know, and to be able to have central heating and air.
Yeah,
you know, and that's a blessing.
Another thing about that second episode, if you go back, you'll notice that we have a total black background behind us. And I don't know what that was about.
I kind of thought that you were going to use it as like one of them screens that they use in Hollywood that you can put a cool design behind us or something. I thought that, you know,
like
a
neon
playing with it. No, like a background of San Francisco. You know how you can put like a design,
like a green screen,
like a green screen. Yeah, that's what they use. Yeah, one of those deals, man. I kind of thought that was, you know, why we had the black drapes and everything like that at that point in time, but then learned we just had black drapes behind us.
I just saw that.
Great idea then. All right.
Yeah, it was pretty boring, pretty bland, had zero character to it, and that's not who we are. So we were like, no, let's get us a marker board. Yes. I don't remember whose idea that was.
I remember where I got the marker board from. I think I've never said this on here, was you remember the old show Around the Horn?
Oh, yeah.
That came on ESPN back in the day. I know a lot of people who listen to this that are listening now remember Around the Horn. And do you remember Woody Page?
Yep.
I think he was like from Denver. So I think he actually rode all over the U.S. But he always had a marker board behind him and Around the Horn that had something on it every single time there, every single day that aired, man. That's back when ESPN, man, that you could, outside of just watching live sports, you could watch Sports Center Around the Horn, pardon the interruption, man, and it was good stuff back then. I don't think it is now, but that's beside the point. That's a show
baseball
for
tonight.
Oh, golly, man. Yeah. So, I mean, so it's from those glory days, you know, early 2000s, mid 2000s, Around the Horn. Where I got that board from.
I didn't know
that idea from. Yep.
But yeah, that's been a staple here on Row 60. We're going to get to marker board statements in a little bit.
Yep.
Because we do have people. I've had people come up to me and say, I don't watch the show, but I do look for what you guys write on the marker board. I love it, man. Some weeks are better than others, but once again, there's a little bit more to the second episode. We introduced Clisby Clark's Bulldog Bite.
Yes.
If you go back and listen to episode 1, you're going to hear this weird, I mean, it's not weird. It's just this little rock anthem, and it doesn't fit. I was like, this has nothing to do with Georgia.
We can't do this.
Well, the problem is you got to be really careful. You know, if you want an established podcast,
man, you get old copyright violation, man. We can't have nobody come knocking on the door.
Yeah, so that was a royalty-free song that I used in episode 1.
Yep.
And, you know, it worked for, I guess, that first episode. I need to go back and just totally change it out with Bulldog Bite. In between the first and second episode, though, I had reached out to Clisby Clark's, the late Clisby Clark's daughters, and I asked them, I said, listen, we absolutely love Bulldog Bite. We listen to the song. I grew up listening to it. You did too, Adam. We love it. And we think it would be perfect for our podcast. And it's also not Bob O'Reilly. It's not like we have to we have to reach out to the Who, a worldwide, world-renowned band, which would be impossible, and we'd have to pay, I'm sure, tens of thousands of dollars.
More than we could ever afford.
So anyway, I reached out to them. They were like, hey, that's totally fine. We absolutely love it that you guys want to do this and, you know, sort of carry on his legacy.
Thanks, music. Thank you to the Clark family. Appreciate that. Yeah. God bless you. Love that.
So yeah, we greatly appreciate it, and we love that song. And it's been in every other episode from there on out.
As it should be.
Yeah, as it should be.
As the good Lord intended it to be.
Gosh, it just fits so well. And then lastly, the last thing I want to mention in the second episode, and guys, we're not going through all 99 episodes here.
Right. Every single one of them. Bear with us. Everybody listen.
Jeez, that'd be, you want to talk about a long episode. That would literally be like 10 hours long. No, but you did call our first national championship. I know we both felt good about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever said, hey, we're going to win a national championship. But somewhere in that episode, and somebody needs to go back and find it, you definitely called it. And you said that we would get beat by Alabama in the SEC championship. Mm-hmm. And I'm almost positive you said we'd beat them again in Indy. Is that right?
Yeah.
You just called your shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just the history of myself ever since I was a young age. That I'm a Disney dog with red and black glasses. I'm always in July thinking Georgia's going to win the national championship, even in 2010.
Yeah.
At the age of whatever I was then, like 16 or whatever. So, I mean, always having wishful thinking more so, but this time definitely, like many of us did at that point in time, actually realized we were there on the cusp of it. For sure now.
Yeah. All right, so that was our second episode, and that was gearing up to our Clemson game in 2021. And that really did kick things off for this dynasty, I think. You could argue the dynasty started a lot earlier than that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But that's what really, I think, started
run.
it. Yes,
the elite run that has been, man. And what a blessing. The timing couldn't have been more perfect of when we decided to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And
because we always say this to ourselves and each other. It does make me feel a lot better that we started this thing before these national championship games, because I didn't want anybody thinking we started it because we wanted a championship and we're a championship team. So, but anyway, so
we should have started in like 09.
Yeah, that would have been great. Gosh. Yeah, we did. We couldn't afford this equipment back in 2009.
No, good point. We were very young at the time. But anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, our first call-in show leading up to Georgia versus Clemson. We just threw out everything at the beginning, man. We did an episode, 2 episodes, and a call-in show. We were just, bam, ready to go.
Well, I remember, Clark, we were saying, is there any way like we could pretend like how these people have these radio call-in shows, like, hey, this would be fun. I don't know if anybody will call in, but it would be fun. Can you make this happen? And Clark, first off, none of this would be possible if you didn't know how to do what you do.
We could find people
streaming.
Who could do that.
I couldn't do it. If it was up for me to produce an episode, we would all be in a bind.
Adam, look, it takes
we
two
would just
to tango.
probably be just doing a live stream on Facebook. I think I could get on my wife's Facebook account and hit live, and then we would just go from there with whatever. That would be the only way I could produce one. But yeah, but I don't know how you did it, but you were able to figure out how in the world we could link to record it all, do a live call-in show thing like this. So I remember the first night though being so nervous in the sense like, is anybody going to call in? It's live. We don't have a delay like they do on the radio. So if people just call in, and everybody's going to see it. It was wild.
It was, man. And what really just, oh my gosh, it made me so upset and frustrated and flustered. We started the show. I don't know if you remember this, because this call-in show is not on YouTube, actually. And maybe I'll go back and put it on there.
Yeah.
But I went back and watched it today. We started off that show with 0 audio. And shout out, I'm serious, like a good 5 minutes. And then I go to the comments, and thank God, Logan Waldrop, shout out to Logan, DGD patron, he said, hey, man, y'all do not have audio. We cannot hear you. And so that's when I, put 2 and 2 together and I muted ourselves, which does happen. That's happened several other colleges.
Growing pains, man.
It is. But yeah, we started that thing off kind of on the wrong foot. But then shout out to Dr. David Phillips. Adam, he was our first caller. He's now a patron too. And he was our very first caller. And Adam, I got a great clip that I want to play right now of Dr. Phillips calling in.
Let's hear it
right now.
Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Who do we got here?
Hey, you don't recognize this voice, guys? Come on.
Do you?
This is Dave.
Dave.
Hey, Adam. Clark.
Oh, Dr. Dave coming into the house tonight with the first call. I love it. Kick us off, Dr. Dave.
What an honor. When you guys are big time one of these days, I want y'all to think back to this first call.
Yeah.
The first guy calling was Dr. Dave. That's right.
Oh, man. Dr. Phillips, I don't know if you would consider this the big time.
Not quite.
But we did play that back just for you, like you said, on that first night, that live call-in show, man. God, that was so much fun.
That's awesome. Looking back at it, man, and you can just see the nerves that we had right there. Like, what are we doing?
Well, we really did not know. Like, that was one of the questions to each other was, who is actually going to be the first caller? Is it going to be one of our moms or our dads or our wives or somebody that we know?
Yes, somebody felt sorry for us at the time because we were just sitting there.
Right. Oh, my gosh. But no, that night, man, it turned out to be pretty good. We had about 20 or so people at any given time watching the show. Yeah. And then we had a pretty good amount of callers getting excited about that Georgia Clemson game. We also had one of the another Row 60 patron and a guy from Buffalo, New York.
Yes.
Mr. Rich Beck, he called in that night. When that happened, Adam, I was like, wait a minute. There are people in New York listening to us?
Yes.
What is happening?
Yes.
This is wild.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I couldn't believe it, man. And that was something that's like, man, this internet deal, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. You can reach a lot of people on the interwebs, man. So
that's true. And, there's a lot of people that don't like social media, and you might be one of them, Adam. And I totally get it. There's a lot of bad to social media, but in this case, there's a lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you can see that. I love interacting. I'll get on the Rose. The only social media I'll get on is the Rose 60 Patrons one, and I'll do that through my wife's Facebook, and I will get on Marketplace too because you can find some deals. So that's how it originates. I go and look at Marketplace, and then I go to check out, see what's going on in the Rose 60 Patrons, and that's the only social media I do. But it's great, the community that has started Rose, and other ones too out there. That is the good of social media. You're exactly right.
For sure. So that first call-in show was great. To our standards, we were like, man, this is awesome. We get to talk to people. It's a great way Friday night before a big game to sort of, I don't know, just get your head in the game.
Yeah, it was, man. It's all about getting fired up.
Yeah.
It's all about everybody getting fired up because we're all acting like, kids are going to be acting on Christmas Eve night here coming up that ready for Santa Claus to come. That's how we feel the night before a big Georgia football game. And to hear other people that share the same passion as you and everybody just can tell their opinion, what they're thinking about the game, man. And, just calls will get you nervous because they're not feeling good about it, or get you fired up because they're feeling good about it, man. And just finding out just people who are Georgia fans and all around the country, not even just the state of Georgia, how they're feeling, and I love hearing what they're doing, and even people who aren't going to the game, who they're watching the game with, man, and just hearing those stories of family, friends, interact, because what it boils down to, the reason why people love Georgia football is, I think, because of the experiences and the moments that they share with the people around them, when there are these special moments that we've seen in Georgia football history, man, and those are the moments that you take with you to your grave, man. And I think that's the main reason why this football stuff's so addictive.
Yeah, it's great. It's healthy. I think it's healthy.
Right? Absolutely, it is.
But
absolutely,
you're right. I mean, you boil this.
If it's not, I need to go to rehab.
Yeah, me too. But you boil this thing down, this college football thing, and that's exactly what you get, man. It's really these moments in time that we remember, some good, some bad, but we share these moments with people we love, and we talk about them and reminisce like we're doing literally right now. So, but yeah, after that first call-in show, man, we thought it was great. We need to keep doing this. So let's talk about our best call-in show, Adam.
Yeah. By far, man.
What was the best call-in show?
Man, I still get goosebumps thinking about it just because the excitement of that trip. It was a rainy Sunday morning in January, freezing, going north to Indianapolis, Indiana. The day before Georgia played in Lucas Oil Stadium against Alabama, just lost to them a little over a month before again, and you were going to go play Alabama again in the national championship. And I just remember thinking, thank God I get to see Georgia play in another national championship. We came up short in the first one, of the first time in my lifetime that I got to experience in 2017, of course, Alabama. But this one felt different. Like I felt good about it, but that just the nerves are riding up there, man. And then just going into this town in Scottsburg, Indiana, that was about an hour away from Indianapolis. Never been there before. Probably never will be there again, but I have fond memories of the place.
Me too.
And staying at the Holiday Inn there. And it was just it had one steakhouse, like an old Ryan's Western Sizzling type steakhouse, which I love. I ate up, so that got me even more juiced about it, man. It was just nice and cold. And you had Taylor Hartley and his wife Logan, and a lot of just Clint, Michaela, and our family and friends that we packed out in the conference room of that hotel. The attendant there at the front desk said, y'all can set up in the conference room there.
Yeah.
Which later she would regret that decision.
She would. Yeah. So we stayed at a Holiday Inn in Scottsburg. And Adam, we took a crew, like you just mentioned. We
took over the hotel.
Crew. Yeah. I mean, literally half the rooms there were not owned, but a company rented out, whatever you want to say, by Georgia fans, and more specifically by Franklin County Georgia fans.
That's right.
Which was just awesome. I mean, we took literally up about 14 rooms in that joint, and it was just awesome just seeing that amount of Georgia fans. Once again, we're an hour outside of Indianapolis.
Yes,
it's not like we were just right down the road from the stadium.
Yes.
So we all piled in there. You're right, and this conference room couldn't have been that big. I mean, how many square feet?
No, I don't even. It wasn't that big, but I mean, we had it just packed to the brim.
Yeah,
just Georgia fans there, and everybody was just giddy and excited about it, man. Mm-hmm. And I wish I could just get that feeling again from that 24 hours start. Well, really more than that. That Sunday morning leaving to that game till driving back home from Lucas Oil Stadium that night. I wish I could just put that feeling and capture that moment and put it in a bottle, man. Just so thankful that we got to live that. And everybody's got their own story about that night. And but the day before it and the night before it was just as fun too.
Yeah.
And it was because of this college show.
That college show was absolutely electric. I think there were probably, I looked at the numbers, man, we had about 100 people. Yeah. I said 20 people at any given time watching that Georgia Clemson game, or not game, the Collins show. There were 100 at any given time watching that Collins show. And we got calls literally from all over the map. And it was just really cool to see.
People were fired up.
Yeah,
People
were so
juiced.
excited,
The energy
man.
was being brought, man. And I couldn't contain it. I was just out of control that night.
Yeah, you were out of control. So much so that we almost got kicked out of the joint.
We did.
For being too loud. They had a quiet policy that went
After 10 p.m.
Yeah, after 10 p.m. Of course, we went longer than we probably should have, and we were a lot louder than we were. Here's the thing: we had one wave of Georgia fans. We were in that first wave that got there. I don't know, about 3 p.m. that day, and then there was a crew that came later.
Yes,
another half of this, phase 2, if you will, that stormed into that Holiday Inn, barking, yelling, hooting, and hollering. And that's I think where we almost got kicked out. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to play a clip from the college show. This is great, and you can kind of hear us talking about like, oh, what's happening? You're going to hear some whispering.
Yeah,
Adam and I are confused because we're talking to people. We're on the Collins show, but yeah, they about kick us out.
Good moment.
So we'll play this.
I love this, man. We got people trickling in, coming in. Yep. Let's get it, live audience. Let's hear it one more time. Scottsburg. Yes, sir. Love it.
Adam,
sir.
there was we posted.
I live for this.
Yeah, we posted on Facebook. There is a observe the what is it? The quiet policy. What's
quiet 9 p.m. The quiet.
From
there ain't no
9
quiet hours
when
the whole state of Georgia's coming to Scottsboro, Indiana.
Yeah, and especially tomorrow night. If we win tomorrow night, people just better plug their ears, get some earplugs. So, huh?
Quiet down.
Oh, is that what they said?
Who said to quiet down?
Oh, the hotel
people,
actually.
what are they going to
All right,
do?
we're going.
We just have like 14 rooms from them. We should be able to say what we
Yeah,
want.
we have
and talk and what we want to do.
We have literally booked. I don't know how many
tell
rooms
them
here.
we broadcast.
We brought.
We'll stay at the Holiday Inn.
We put this place on the map.
Tell them we want to speak to their manager.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll try to keep it down a little bit. We actually did. We probably shouldn't have said that.
What do people got to do on a random January Monday morning?
Oh, man. In Scottsburg, Indiana. Oh, boy. All right. Adam, I don't have it in this clip specifically, but you go on to say, where are we going to take our business?
We're going to take this thing to the La Quinta Inn, baby.
Down the road.
That's the only hotel I can think of after that moment. It's the La Quinta Inn, baby.
Oh, my
so we'll go to the La Quinta Inn, baby, if they're going to kick us out and not be appreciative of our enthusiasm.
Yeah,
man.
man,
right.
Like I said, we had about half that place booked
That's
out.
right. That's right. They should have been appreciative and thankful for it, but all good times. God, that was great.
They did not kick us out, by the way. We did quiet down a little bit. I wouldn't say a lot, but we closed the door, so I think everybody kind of toned it down.
Yeah, capped off just a great first year, row 60, man. One of the most memorable, probably the most memorable Georgia football season of any Georgia fan that they would, out there, I would say. Man, it was just a heck of a ride, man.
Sure was.
Heck of a ride.
All right, let's switch gears here.
All right.
We get asked a lot, do you guys still have the College Gameday sign that you put up on College Gameday in the background behind Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso, all those guys? We do. We do still have that sign.
Yep.
And I really don't know where we got the idea. I think it just sort of hit me like, man, maybe we could put a sign up. But if we're going to do this thing, let's do it big.
Yeah, I remember.
So I was like, do we go with wood, like cardboard? Is that going to hold up in the wind? Because I was thinking like, okay, once again, if we're going to do this, let's do it really big.
Really big.
So I get an 8 by 4 foot, just behemoth of I don't know what is that material? Do you know?
I don't know.
It's not cardboard. It's like between plastic and cardboard, I guess.
Right.
And I bring it to the shop where we're at right now. And Adam, we're in the back of the shop painting these giant follow at row 60 letters in preparation for Georgia versus Arkansas in 2021 for College Game Day. And we did a couple of test runs.
Yeah,
You
we
remember
did.
that?
We did. We hoisted up, had a gust of wind. It was like, man,
Yeah.
I mean, this is stout right here.
Yeah.
You got. But I remember the original idea was like, how do we hoist it up in there? And you know, when people here in North Georgia in the chicken industry to check the grain bins, you know, how much feed that they have. A thing that people do is they get these paint pole, you know, that you get at like the Home Depot, that you put a roller on the pole that's telescopic that can extend there. And you know, I've been using them. It's like, man, that's what we need to do. We need to get 2 of those things right there. You know, you can control the height of it. You just got the telescoping a pole there and just duct tape. I mean, because everything duct tape, you know, a little Alabama chrome, put it on there and man, it'll hold, and let's go with it.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
So we folded it up into, actually, I don't know if we folded it the first time, taking it out there for the college game day set for Georgia, Arkansas. But anyway, we loaded it into the truck. We got there. We walked up Lumpkin Street with this gigantic sign. I mean, it's hitting tree branches. People are like, what in the world? They're breaking their necks trying to look at, what does this sign say?
Yes.
And then they're like, follow row 60. What is row 60? And so it was a great conversation piece as we walked up Lumpkin.
It was, Clark. I mean, yeah, it was something, man. And I just remembered, this is wild, and I wonder if it were. I wonder how long we could keep it up before, you know, because we've been to college game days before in the past and seen the strict rules of the signs that they have there, you know, and they have their little minions out there just going and poaching them in the crowd and whatnot. So I was thinking, man, I just hope we got it here. You know, we worked on the sign the day before. Just hope we get a little bit of airtime. Hope we get a little bit of airtime with it. And then, Clark, there's a backstory about how you were that day too. Are you going to go into that?
Yeah. So when I got there, there was something off. Now, this was 2021, right after COVID and everything. And, you know, I had kind of heard about the symptoms of COVID. I hadn't had it, thankfully, up to that point. But I just didn't feel right that day.
Right.
And I really noticed it when I was walking up that hill in Lumpkin. And if you're a student at Georgia or were a student at Georgia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you walk up Lumpkin Street towards Myers Quad.
Yeah. It's hot,
it's a workout.
I guess the old calves burn.
Yeah. So, and I'm in my jeans and boots, which is probably not the smartest thing in the world, of course. But anyway, so I go up there and I get to Myers Quad, man. I'm just sweating bullets.
Yeah.
And I just do not feel good. But I'm like, man, we got to do it. We got to do this.
We're committed. We got to get some airtime.
And shout out to Peyton Hart for helping us hoist that thing up and get it into a good position.
That's right.
He definitely pulled through for that day for us. And so we got it up in the air.
Yes.
And I was like, this is either going to work or it's not. It's either going to work really well, we're going to get a lot of followers from this, or it's not.
Or it's going to just flop.
Yep. So we put that thing up. I think it was initially right behind Kirk Herbstreit's head. And within seconds, I'm seeing just blank follows you. John Smith follows you. Blank, 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 blank. All down the list. Just, I mean, literally just firing all follows on Instagram. And I'm like, this is awesome. I mean, because it just didn't stop. Everybody and their brother saw that thing because, once again, it was an 8 by 4 foot sign. You can't miss it.
Yes, getting pictures sent to us, man, and people taking pictures of their TV and sending it to us. It's just bzz,
I mean, it was really cool.
Great.
That was super cool. And then I made a really stupid mistake, I think. Otherwise, we could have kept it up longer. But I posted on Instagram, to our Instagram story, I said, #free advertising. And maybe 5 minutes later, there's a guy. He was one of the executive producers or directors. I think it was a producer of College Game Day. He came to us with a badge and everything. He said, hey, guys, y'all got to take your sign down. And we were like, why? And he said, well, it's free advertising. And I think he was referencing what I posted on Instagram because I'm sure they have people watching.
Screening that.
Yeah, screening that in the back, you know.
No, it's just.
Which makes sense.
Scary.
Yeah. It is kind of scary. But yeah, they do look for those things and kick people out. And so I'm just glad to know we are not the only people that got kicked out that day. A very famous podcast, Josh Pate's college football show, they had people also
I
there
remember that.
sporting, his stuff. They got kicked out.
That's right.
So it made me feel a little bit better. I sent Josh Pate a message after that, and he did like it on Instagram. So he at least acknowledged it, which is kind of cool. But so that was November 5th. 2000 sorry, October 2nd, my bad. November 5th, 2022, we double dipped.
Yeah.
We took the sign back to Athens. This was before, who was that? Oh, Georgia, Tennessee. Duh.
Yeah.
We got it on SEC Nation and College Game Day for more than 20 minutes each at each place. Nobody came to us and told us to take it down, which was really cool.
Oh, it was awesome, man. Because I remember y'all went and did it. You and Joshua Tompkins and Andrew Thomas went.
Yeah.
Y'all three went, and I set up the tailgate, and I got the TV and satellite dish all squared away and got Game Day on it. I looked up, and then boom, there's the sign right there. Turned to SEC Nation, boom, there's the sign right there.
It was awesome.
Back, look at that sign. This is great.
Yeah.
This is,
And once again, I mean, it does
good
work.
execution. It was good execution.
It was,
I mean,
yeah.
that right there is when that shows if you develop a good plan.
Uh-huh.
And you go out there and you get your bullet points of what you need to do to execute it properly, and you follow them and you stick to them. You don't veer off course of it. You do it. You ride the wave, man. And if you do it, then you can have the results you want. Right
Exactly.
there. So that's the College Game Day follow row 60 sign couldn't have been executed any better in my opinion.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Great time.
And we do have it. We may bring it out again.
That's right.
Honestly, I want to get it. Man, wouldn't it be awesome to have like an 8x8 foot sign? That would be huge.
That would be
Could
huge.
we do, man, if we had some help, I think we could make the biggest College Game Day sign of all time.
Yeah, that might be something.
it'd be
we should-
ridiculous,
You know,
but-
that'll be good to have an all season to kind of work out a little logistics on
Yeah,
that and
have a
kinda,
blueprint.
and do it right. You know,
Yes.
do it right. You know, not do it half-tailed. You know, I mean, do it right.
Yeah.
Do it right. Kind of
We're
brainstorm
gonna,
about.
We're going to
it,
need some help with that. So if you're on board with this,
Yes.
I'm serious, reach out
Yes.
to me. And not this season, but definitely next season. We're going to have a lot of good games on that schedule. So
That's right.
I'm just
a
telling you.
lot of good home game. Oh, College Game Day will 100% be in.
Yeah, so we'll coordinate, but you got to message us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever,
Love it.
and let us know about it. If you're willing to help, I'm serious. That'd be awesome. Adam, speaking of Instagram and social media, one thing, and I'm going to briefly skim over this, but one thing that's been really fun to see is, you know, our growth on social media. We've
Right.
grown pretty, I wouldn't say big. We're not going crazy yet, but we've grown a good following of people. And that's not to toot our own horn. I just like to say that, you know, it's just us growing our community bigger and bigger.
Right.
We're getting more Georgia football fans on board. And, you know, it's just thanks to you guys, right? I mean, none of this is possible without you guys. And we have a lot of people supporting us, following us. So once again, that's just really cool to see.
Well, I mean, I'll have to say this, Clark. I mean, the boom on Instagram or social media accounts from posts that you've made has all been original ideas from you that you've done. I've had no part of that. That's been no part of it. So that
think
needs to
you've
be
given me
said.
some.
That needs to be said in the sense of that you know, we just got to give a clap for you. for
No,
doing that,
well,
man. So
I get a thrill out of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That was
fun. It's like I challenge myself.
well, I love doing it, and I'll just go on there and I say, I wonder what Clark posted today. So I look over
Yeah,
there.
it's very. I know it seems superficial, you know. Oh, these numbers of follows and everything. But what's cool and what I really like about this, I was at Texas this year, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting beside these two really cool Georgia fans. Cannot remember their names. I apologize if you're listening, but they said they were talking with me. They were like, you know, tell me essentially your story and everything.
Right.
And this was pre-game, not during the game. We
Right.
were all stressed out in that moment.
Of course.
But she was like, yeah, I mean, you know, what do you do? Yada, yada. I told her this, that, and the other. I was like, yeah, we got a Georgia football podcast too. It's really cool. You should look it up. She's like, oh, what is it? And I said, Row 60. And she's like, oh my gosh, I follow you guys.
Yeah.
And it's moments like that that's reassuring. It's like, oh man, this thing is really taking off. Once again, we're getting more people on board and just growing this community even bigger.
Right.
The first viral thing we posted, Adam, was the excuse for absence. You remember that?
Yes, that was great.
After the 2021
Oh, yes.
or 22 national championship game, I put this picture on Instagram, and there were a lot of people sharing it.
love
People
it.
actually took their excuse
Printed
of
it out.
absence, printed it out, had their boss sign it,
Yes.
everything.
Yes,
it
I
was
love it.
amazing.
I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. The next video that blew up was Kirby Smart being asked if he felt like the number one team in the nation after playing Kentucky in 2023. Man, that one, I got
don't care.
Yeah, he don't care. It was amazing. And I just ripped that off, you know, YouTube or something. 1.4 million views, really cool. Since then, we've had several Instagram and Facebook videos get over 1 million, which is, once again, awesome. But I just like to create stuff that's either nostalgic
Yeah.
or just stirs the pot. You know, it just creates conversation, healthy conversation.
Healthy conversation. That's right. That's right.
So that's the idea with that. And once again, just really cool to see it grow.
That's great, man.
All right. let's move on to some funny.
Oh,
moments.
yes.
And I had
love
to
this.
get the help of some Row 60 patrons and just listeners of the show, friends of the show out there. And thankfully, I got some good responses. So these are some of, I think both of our favorites are in this and some of theirs as well, the listeners out there.
Oh, this is exciting, man, because this is just where it's just, you can just tell just the jubilation during the episodes of just going off the rails that, that's said. And no, I'm excited about this. This is going to be my favorite part of the episode by far.
Well, this is all you're doing, Adam. You just, look, you like to give me credit for all the technology stuff, whatever. You get the credit for being the funny guy and the guy who just entertains everybody.
That's just stupid stuff, man. It really is. Just not just saying whatever comes off the top of my head, and it's embarrassing some of the stuff that just comes off the top of the old cranium that you just want to just spit out,
Well,
And
one of my favorite things. Yeah, one of my favorite things. You always attempt big words, and I love that.
Well, yeah, you do that, man. You got to say it confidently. You say a big word confidently, and hopefully nobody calls you out or tries to, question you in a sense. And sometimes it's backfired on me that people say, "Are you sure that's what that means?" I said, "Well, let's go to Webster and find out." And sometimes it don't mean, but then sometimes it does. So, I mean, it's a high risk, high reward situation. But I do love, in casual conversation on a podcast, whenever it's just if a word sounds right to use as an adjective or a verb or whatever, then I'll throw it out there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it connects, sometimes it's a swing and a miss.
And people ask me. I don't know if they ask you, but they ask me. They say, "Is Adam putting on a show?" Listen, I cannot be more clear. No, this what you see is what you get with Adam Thornton in the flesh or on podcasts, and that's what we love about Adam right there.
That's it.
All right, so let me roll this clip right here. This is one of my personal favorites.
This is mine too. This is one of mine.
Really?
It probably
it's
is
one
of
of
mine.
them.
Oh yeah,
Because
I think too. Let me just set a backstory on this one. This was the time during the 2021 run where Dog Nation, we all kind of thought this is magical. This is something special.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more special than the 17 season was. This team was unlike any other that we have seen in Athens so far, I felt like. So it's right in the middle of that season, and I think the giddiness was just at a all-time high right there.
Because this moment that we're about to play, this was the episode right after the Georgia-Arkansas game.
Yeah, and that's when you knew.
That's when we knew that we had something special going for us.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so this is from episode number 8. This is about the boll weevil. Some of you know about this already. This is just great. What is a boll weevil?
The boll weevil destroyed the cotton industry in the 1800s.
Really?
Oh, it was yeah. Instead, they just came through and caused a bunch of havoc.
What are
The cotton fields that ate it.
So are boll weevils like extinct? Are they still around? Or
I think they're still around, but there's chemicals insecticides that prevent them now, I believe. I don't, but
they're not insects. Why don't they insects?
I mean, it's a bug, a type of bug, from my understanding.
I thought it was an animal.
It eats cotton. It eats cotton.
I thought it was
decimated the cotton plants in the South back in the day.
I thought a boll weevil was an animal. I thought it was like some mammal. And what's crazy about this? First of all, my voice is shot from the Georgia-Arkansas game.
Yes.
But like I
having
alluded,
COVID.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right.
Like I alluded to, I had COVID during this time.
That's right.
I think I sort of knew it at this point. I didn't tell Adam. That's poor form.
And then my wife got it. Backstory. Then we went to Auburn the next Saturday. I was feeling awful, but I knew. I was like, I'm not taking a COVID test.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a COVID test.
Which some may consider irresponsible, but
I'm not taking a COVID.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. But yeah, that was a great moment because I really did not know what a boll weevil was. Yeah. I had no idea it was an insect.
Right.
And so just that realization, once again, this is just pure giddiness, and maybe that's not that funny to you, but to me in that moment, I don't know.
It was great. Because I just could not believe that, thinking that it was a mammal in the sense, but they have been eradicated. And, but yeah, that was just being able to have a boll weevil come into conversation right there.
Only on row 60. The only reason we brought that up, by the way, that was our game of the week. It was like Arkansas Monticello versus somebody, and Arkansas Monticello, they are the boll weevils. That's their mascot.
And that segment provided a lot of good,
it did.
stuff.
It did. We'll bring it back at some point. We got to kind of let it rest and marinate, The next one, Adam, this one is a fan favorite right here. I had multiple people tell me, you have got to put this in the funniest moments segment of your next episode. And it's when you were talking about Nico Ia Male Ava getting a little erotic with the football. I want to roll this one.
He has a tendency that he can, be very erotic with the football. Not be the most accurate passer there.
Erratic?
Erratic. Yeah, erratic.
Did you just say
erotic? Erratic. Erratic. Erratic.
Erratic, Adam. Please do not ever say the other again. What a moment. What a moment, everybody. Okay, we're going to move on. If there are young gears listening, just
that.
Sorry.
No, that's not even that.
What?
No.
What?
Erratic.
Erratic.
All right. We'll talk about this off air because I'm confused. I mean, let's not go there. That's not. Erratic is the right terminology, and I meant that. I just made the A different sound,
which is a totally different word.
Okay,
it has a totally different meaning.
All right.
All right, continuing. Nico Iamaleava is erratic. Oh my gosh.
Why I froze up there is because light bulbs just started going off in my head about what I said and the definition of it and what it meant. And I just was trying to backpedal with it and backtrack with it. It just got tongue twisted. It didn't know what to say at that point in time. So that's why I was just stumbling and I had erratic spelled in my mind. And I don't know why the vowel sound to A came out. I was like, oh, yeah, right there.
Well,
there it went.
I was like, do I just ignore that? But then I got to thinking, I'm like, there are like 400 people at least listening to that and thinking the same thing I'm thinking, like, wait, did he really just say that? But they had the luxury at that point in time of just playing it back 10 seconds and figuring that out. I didn't. So I had to be like, what? And then I was questioning. I was like, do I even leave that in? And I was like, the people deserve this to be left in. By the way, I don't really cut up these episodes at all. There are very few instances I've ever even touched the episode itself.
Yeah, that's right.
You really are getting a raw and unfiltered version of Rose 60 each week.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was bad. That was one of the moments I really had no idea what to say after light bulbs started going off about.
I think a lot of people just they didn't know what you said.
It was just pure innocence right there, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize to the children. Hopefully the parents didn't have to explain the definition of that, but I have that from time to time. It happens to the best of us, Well,
so, and it's just the fact that you used the word ball in that same sentence. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, it just happens. I didn't mean for it to. It's just one of those times in life where you couldn't backstep it.
No.
But hey, it is what it is.
All right, Adam. One of my personal favorites. It honestly might be my favorite in terms of what we've recorded on this desk right here. This one, dadgummit, it's just so funny to me. And it's because it's one of those moments where you're not supposed to laugh. You're trying not to laugh, which just makes things even more funny, right?
Right.
And so this one is just awesome. This is, I don't know the episode number. I apologize. Actually, I can tell you in just a second. It's episode number 35. This episode was when Jeff Collins, or our friend of the show, Geoff, got fired. So let me play this one. Adam, before we get started, we do want to address some really sad news.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. What is it, Paul?
Our good friend of the show, Mr. Jeff Collins, has been terminated. So we're going to take a quick moment of silence.
All right. Give us 5 seconds, folks.
Thank you. Oh, man.
That's
yes,
tough,
Jeff Collins. He is gone. His time is done.
That's tough, man. It brings a tear to my eye. And I really hate it, too.
You're actually crying?
He managed to be undefeated in Athens.
No, really? Oh, yeah.
He didn't
never play in Athens. That's right. Oh,
Jeff
my gosh.
never got to come to Sanford Stadium and get the annual tail whooping in Sanford. So, hey, the first Tech coach that can say that. He never lost a game in Athens. So, congratulations, Jeff. Tried to get my wife Kelsey to go to the Waffle House with me before this. She's not a big fan of the Waffle House, but you best bet I'll get a Texas bacon patty melt this week sometime. And remember.
In remembrance of the 404 culture, the cutoff right there. Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Oh, man, I think it was just our humor with. I don't know if anybody else in the world thought it was funny, but I just had a great time just filming that segment
with the bagpipes.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
because Jeff Collins was so special for his Georgia.
He was, man.
The pregame weightlifting, the curls, just the gimmickry.
3 straight seasons of 3 wins.
Oh,
that's it.
Glorious, man. And the pants, the capri pants he wore, man, and the 404 flat build hats with the Waffle House stuff.
Standing on his tippy toes with recruits.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just wild stuff, man, coming out of Jeff's program, and I miss it. I wish he was still there, but yeah, that was a funny moment. That was good. That was good.
That was great. This is another one that made the cut for sure. Adam, let's go back to episode number 21. That's when Georgia wins its national championship. And we go on a little bit of, you go on a rant. I don't go on a rant. You go on this rant about Ethiopia. So let's play this one.
And you know what I'm thankful for?
What?
There's a lot of Ethiopian and Kenyan and Sudan children with 2021 Alabama National Championship shirts on tonight, baby. So God bless those children. Enjoy that Power A National Championship shirt you got, baby.
Well, some of them may have gotten the Power G.
That one, yeah, because they got that confused, didn't they?
Kobe got him an Alabama hat.
I really hope all of the kids, all of God's children in Ethiopia are enjoying their Alabama national title gear tonight. God bless them. Hey, God bless them. I'm so glad that Georgia championship gear finally got to stay in the United States of America, baby. Woo!
That's one of those things. I was like, do I laugh at this or not?
Well, I mean,
okay, let's be clear. Obviously, God bless those children out there. And
feed the world.
Feed the world.
Feed the world.
That's our favorite
Do they
Christmas
know
song.
it's Christmas time at all?
Right.
There won't be snow over there in Africa. We do know that.
Okay, you got to move on. All right, midway through, I was trying to steer you away from just talking anymore. No, but then you go back.
But going back to that is that they are all the pro sports teams, college football championships. Obviously, the team wears the gear on the field, so it has to be pre-made. And I mean, it is known fact that third world countries get the losing team's title gear.
Yeah.
So,
and that's good. I mean, really, nothing is going to waste. So genuinely, this is a great thing. But in that situation, you're just playing off that. And I'm with you. I'm glad Georgia championship gear that year stayed in the United States. So.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And it stayed in the United States the year after that, man. And it stayed the SEC. I mean, a lot of kids right now over.
Oh, man. Are you going to say something about Tennessee or Clemson this year?
No. I was just going to say that there's a lot of kids again in Ethiopia right now who's wearing burnt orange SEC championship shirts. I'm thankful for that. I mean, it's just true that we're thankful for. I mean, it's full circle great.
Once again, I don't know. This is something we should be laughing at, but we're not laughing at. We're just laughing at the shirts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's move on here. The next thing I want to play you, Adam. This is not necessarily a moment in the podcast itself, but just a fun moment that we just cackled at later on. It's the guy jumping in the trash can after Georgia beats Alabama in the national championship. We're outside. It's negative 46 degrees. We're all just freezing cold. We'll get to that in a little bit, how we felt. But the guy just jumped in a trash can.
He wasn't just high on the national championship. No. He was hammered drunk.
Yeah, he was. Oh, this one's great. All right, let me play it. The thing I love about it, this guy wasn't just encouraged to go do this. He just said, "Oh, this is a great idea."
It's sitting there, man. It's a trash can on casters. I'm just gonna dive in it. And I think just the giddiness of everybody's just floating on a cloud, man, and celebrating and just can't believe the moment. And then you see this guy just jumping there. So let's just all go running with him in the trash can, just shake it. And
Yeah. One more time. I just love
Got to.
this
Oh,
one.
it's great. The best part of this cart is your face. And when you realize you turn, because you're just there celebrating with this random stranger, y'all jumping up and down in there, and he just takes off out of your arms and dives in that trash can. And then the look on your face as you turn around and everything registers of what he just did.
But then it's just like, well, all right, then. Why not?
Yes, great time.
Oh my gosh. You know, that moment is not, I say it's the equivalent. It's similar to the moment after Georgia beat Georgia Tech this year in 8 overtimes and we go over the wall. It's just one of those moments like, why not jump over this wall or try to at least? We didn't quite make it over.
Yeah, no, it got hung up.
Oh my gosh. All right. Episode number 50. This one is a great one. I think this is the hardest I've ever laughed in an episode. Adam goes on a little tangent about inbreeding.
The 6 was it. Like for a long time. I mean, that old boy, he had a run. And now I just feel like we're going too fast.
Too fast.
We're having too short of tenures with. And I'm not going to get into why I think that is, because we are a family-friendly show, and I don't want to introduce topics that need to be discussed later on. That row 60 is not going to be the reason why it is discussed. I just think there needs to be some different lineages.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
some new blood in there.
Blood in there a little bit, man. This is not healthy. It's just not healthy. I mean, you can see you can look at the physical. You can look at the physical form and attributes and the athleticism of the dogs from UGA 1 to Q, who had a good success. But like I said, it wasn't because he was running around jumping up, biting Auburn players. It's because he was sprawled out on 2 or 3 bags of ice in his doghouse. The controlled climate and getting carried around. They're getting carried around more than they're walking around these days. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And people need to be ashamed who are making those decisions. And it's the truth. And it just needs to be addressed. I'm going to leave it at that right now.
Oh my gosh, that one was great. Yeah, that was episode number 50, by the way. And oh, Lord have mercy. That one was, oh, that's hilarious. When you said the athleticism of the dogs, I just get a mental picture of what UGA 10 it looks like. In my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's right.
Yes,
They're so out of shape.
You think about the highlights that we had. I mean, really didn't have the highlights of the team in the 90s.
Right.
But the UGA in the 90s, jumping the Auburn player, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's even a picture of one of the UGAs, man, and one of the flag twirler people, like biting a flag, like getting some elevation, leaping up. I mean, you just don't see athletic moves by the current UGAs. You barely see them walking around the sidelines. You get to see it pregame, and then after that, it's just
a shot of him.
It is what it is.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that one was a great one. A couple episodes later, episode number 52, Adam, you made this quote. I don't have the clip of this, but you said, growing up as a Georgia fan in the state of Tennessee is like finding the good Lord and becoming a Christian in Kazakhstan or Pakistan. That was brilliant. It is so true. A little context there. Our good buddy Baylor, DGD, patron, good friend of the show. He was actually on that show with us, and he was talking about his life and how he grew up in Tennessee, but loved the dogs.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, that was great. Kazakhstan or Pakistan.
Oh, man.
Another fun one of my favorites, talking about Vanderbilt expanding their stadium, making more room for fans.
Yes.
And actually looking back in hindsight, this is a good move for them because it seems like
the program's in the right direction.
Yeah, they're on the up and up.
I agree.
But this is before we really knew that was happening.
Too much fun with the construction.
Yes.
Too much fun.
The construction site, man, that is Vanderbilt Stadium. Oh, my gosh. All right, so this one is before that trip. Here we go. All right, let me preface this too. Sorry, it cuts in a little too late. But we're talking about keys to beating Vanderbilt. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
So just
that's
need to let you all just appear like
Just be
just
present.
show up.
Now, Clark, don't overlook. We just preached about how you can't base last
I
week
know.
and this week. Oh, respect the Vanderbilt Commodores, man. Respect
right,
what Clark
well-
Lee has done with that program, Clark. Respect going to Nashville in a hostile environment in the middle of a job site and what can happen. Weird things can happen, Clark.
Can they? Can they really?
There's skid steers out the middle of the end zone, backhoes. I mean, it'd be like a 4-year-old kid, you know, a little boy's dream, man, sit there and just look at all the construction equipment he'll be able to gaze his eyes upon
man.
at that game, man.
Oh gosh, that was great. And it's so accurate. I mean, just a hostile environment. Obviously, Vanderbilt is not a hostile environment. And if you're watching on YouTube, you saw a shot of Vanderbilt Stadium literally like 5% full, if that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then Kirby getting doinked in the head
Hit
by
with
a
the
brick.
brick. That was
I was
good.
just like,
That was
we got to
good.
do that. We
Oh,
gotta
it
do
was
that.
so much fun. And then, of course, we go, and it was just a construction site, man. It was like something you'd see, man, in the middle of a big metropolitan expansion.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Oh man. And then one more funny moment. I wouldn't even say this isn't like super funny or anything, but I guess it's comical. Episode number 21, Adam, before the season started, you and I both said, hey, we're going to drink a 41-year-old Coke bottle in honor of the 1980 team,
And not going back on our word.
Yeah, we are men of our word.
If we won a national championship.
Yeah, if we won the national championship, in which we did, obviously. So here's a clip of us actually drinking said 41-year-old Coke. Who won the college football playoff in 2022?
Georgia beat Alabama in the CFP championship by a score of 33-18 last Monday.
That's right. We did, didn't
Dang
we?
right, we did. And to commemorate it, Clark, we are true to our word. Here is our 41-year-old Coke, 1980 Coke bottle.
Whew. Smells like Coke.
How about them dogs,
How about
baby?
'em?
Go, whoa! Coke's never tasted any better, baby. Woo!
Oh, gosh. Y'all, that was awful.
That wasn't bad. That really wasn't bad.
Adam, I maintain, listen, that Coke tasted like what I would imagine licking a shag carpet from the 1970s. I don't know how to explain it any better than that.
Thinking I was pouring it in the solo cups there, just hoping like we didn't die. I was like, we're going to do it. I want to say I did it. And I mean, we're not going to chicken out on this experience. We're going to take a swallow and we're not just going to swish it around our mouth.
Right.
We're going to swallow it. And we did. And it was better than expected, I thought.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't good. I wasn't going to just chug the whole bottle, but yeah.
I think you actually ended up drinking the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I drank the whole cup.
That's
The
insane.
cup,
God, I took one sip. I'm telling you, about threw up. All right, so that kind of wraps up funny moments. Obviously, there are a lot more, and a lot that we just don't have time to get to. And honestly, it took me a long time just to go through and get that amount of funny moments. Not that there aren't funny moments.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
hard to pinpoint them in our actual episodes. And one of those is some of my impersonations. Shout out to Blake Newman. He's a patron and a DGD, Houston, Texas dog.
Yes, love Blake Newman, man. Golly, love Blake Newman.
yeah.
Cannot wait to meet you one day, Blake. Hopefully next college football season, we're getting you to Athens or seeing you on the road somewhere then. But we got to meet Blake Newman. But yes, Clark, let me just preface this by saying the thing about Clark's impersonations, off camera or on camera even, you never know when there's coming. And the best Desmond Howard one, I have to say, before you did this, was before they had the college game day set in SoFi Stadium before the TCU National Championship. So, of course, everybody's giddy. Another national championship where they were on set. And we're literally sitting there. And Desmond Howard is just a few feet away from us.
Like literally.
Like literally a few feet away from us. And turned around and Clark's just doing his Desmond Howard impersonation just right in front of him. And I died. They had to pick me off the floor. I mean, I just didn't see it coming. It was just glorious. So the best thing about these impersonations with Clark is they're spot on if you know the people there he's impersonating. But also is you never know where they're going to come. That's
true.
the beauty of it. It's just, and Clark's got to be in the right mindset and just boom.
Like right now, Adam, Georgia is going to go play Notre Dame. And Adam, I got to be honest with you. Georgia's in it for a battle with Notre Dame. Sorry, my voice is going.
Desmond. That was good, Desmond. That's it.
And Adam, I'm Jerry Moorhead, the University of Georgia president, and I'm very proud of our academic institution for playing such a prestigious Notre Dame team. And Adam, let me just say, Georgia is going to go to Notre Dame and beat the brakes off them by billions and billions of points. Frankly.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so there you go, Blake. Sorry,
that's
I
great.
could not pinpoint any of my impersonations. I just did not have time
man,
to.
that's great. That's great.
But,
But,
there you
they
go.
always kill me every single time. I love it. I love it. All right, good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, those are some funny moments. Let's talk about some just like cool moments that we've had meeting people, interacting with some of our listeners. We don't call you guys. I say fans, but it just doesn't sound
Friends.
right. Y'all are friends, man. Y'all really are, and this is proof of it. So let's start with two guys that aren't our friends. I just said, oh, you're old friends.
Oh, yeah.
These guys aren't, but we did meet Joey Chestnut. We got a live concession stands report about the hot dogs.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is because of the history of the hot dog on row 60, especially the first season that we did a hot dog review every stadium then. And then it just transitioned to a concession stand report, Clark. So that was neat, man. So, I mean, just because of what the hot dog symbolized on row 60, and then to meet Joey Chestnut was just kind of a cool moment.
For sure. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was random. It was right outside the stadium after UT Martin. And once again, gave us a live concession stands report. You know what's craziest about it is as we were driving away from the stadium, going back home, he was just like on foot, just like walking to the Holiday Inn. Like didn't even call an Uber.
I mean, I'll be honest, Clark. If you're a professional competitive hot dog eater, man, you got to be an odd cat. In the sense of just doing your own thing. I mean, not taking Uber, just walk. I mean, you got to walk a lot to get your calorie burn off at a high level. You know, if you're going to just hammer down how many ever hot dogs every July 4th.
Yeah. We also met Josh Pate before the 2022 Peach Bowl. You guys hear me talking about him a lot. Josh Pate has a great college football podcast and show, and you guys should definitely listen to it. But it's pretty cool meeting a guy who I think I would say he's cut from the same cloth. Now, obviously, he doesn't have a quote-unquote team. Some people don't like him for that. He's very neutral, but big following, really cool moment there with Josh Pate.
Yeah, I mean, he's just blown up and has done great, man. So I enjoy his podcast. I would definitely encourage people to. Also, my two college football podcasts to listen to alongside Row 60 for actual information and just kind of people who do it for professional is Josh Pate. The Josh Pate College Football Show is what it's called now. And then Cover 3 off CBS. I think those two are the best college football podcasts out there.
Yeah.
As far as, national scale.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you there. Two solid ones there. Adam, we talked about this guy a little earlier. Rich Beck, man, how cool was it? He joined us. He joined us like on the trip. He was just like, hey, I'm going to come down to Vanderbilt.
Say, come on, Rich.
And hang out with you guys Friday night and, go to the game with you on Saturday. And what a time we had, man. Rich Beck joined us at Vanderbilt game. His first Georgia football game.
Yeah.
He got Krypton fanfare, the fourth quarter lights going. We taught him that. He saw the band. I mean, just awesome, man.
Great experience.
Seeing that through somebody else's eyes was really cool.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. Love Rich. Appreciate what he has meant to Row 60 along with guys like Blake Newman and so many other people, man. It wouldn't be what it is without these guys, man. But yeah, Rich, I mean, had a great time in Nashville the night before and then going to the game and watching Georgia beat Vanderbilt like that, seeing his first experience of his favorite college football team, getting to see them in person was awesome. Now, the next step is getting him to Athens as well.
That's true. Yeah. And that goes for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Another lady, Lisa Giddens.
Absolutely.
From Indianapolis, Indiana. She made the trip down to Vandy that same day, and we got to meet her, and that was really cool.
Give Miss Lisa a big old hug. It was great just seeing her, meeting her then, and yeah, I mean, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. We also we saw, let's see, Jim and Pam Wilcox. I want to shout them out. They drove all the way from South Florida, which I'm telling you, that's a haul. Even I mean, up to Georgia, Georgia, Florida touch. But if you're driving from South Florida almost all the way up to North Georgia,
yeah,
that's at least 8 hours.
It is, man. So Jim, another just staple in the Row 60 community, and somebody who has become our friend as well. And he's been to multiple Georgia games since that first one too. And love and appreciate his friendship and what he means to this community as well.
Yeah, he came to his very first Georgia game, Sanford, back in 2021. UAB, that's right. Second game of the season.
Of the year. That's right.
Yeah. And man, it was really cool. Once again, just seeing it through somebody who has not seen a game in Sanford through their eyes. Man, that's so cool. Another couple we want to shout out, Rod and Kel Dittler, meeting them from their first time in Athens. They're from California,
Yes.
Adam. They road tripped
from
California all the way to the great state of Georgia.
Yes, they have a daughter that lives, I think, it was around Savannah. It's somewhere along the southeast coastline, and they did a road trip this summer, coming to visit her and stopped through Athens, and we were able to meet up with them at the Sauce House. Yeah, and Rod, a great smoker and cook. Great. On the Row 60 Patriots page, showing tailgating, the menu set up all the way in California, man. So you got to think about it. Some of these kickoffs, he's 3 or so hours behind, man. He's putting together a spread already.
He is.
Love Rod Dog.
Dog.
That was a fun experience, man.
For sure. Let's see. We also got to meet, and we're kind of notice a trend here. These people are like from long distances, and we get to meet them. And obviously there are so many people we've met, and I'm sure we're leaving out a good many people, and I'm sorry, but these are people who've like come from extreme places. This one got to meet Jim and Anne Marie Beardsworth from Rhode Island.
Yes.
And they listen, I think, to every episode is what they said. We met them before the 2022 SEC Championship game, man. Really cool stuff.
Oh, great couple, man. I think they've been to, at that time, they came to the 2017 one as well.
True.
And Georgia won at that time. So every time they come to Atlanta to see the Dogs play, Georgia wins the SEC Championship.
Yeah.
So we need to get Jim and Anne Marie to more Georgia games if they're going to be a good luck charm like that. But obviously they came down to see the Dogs, and we were able to catch up with them when they were in Atlanta, and that was a awesome experience. Great seeing them. Hope to see them again here soon too.
For sure. Man, I tell you one more cool thing, just really cool.
Yeah.
Is seeing how Section 108 has kind of come together. We talk about Section 108. That's where we sit in Sanford, season tickets. And we've had some families that we've known Jack and Richard, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're two guys who sit on row 59 just right in front of us. Adam, you've known them for forever.
They've watched me grow up.
Yeah, they really have. And great guys. We love them, and we have great conversations with them. But also, you got the Harrell family.
Oh, yes.
Who love the Row 60. They're big supporters of us. We greatly appreciate them. And the Burkhalters.
Yes. It is great. It's just, we call it the Section 108 is a family. It's a family. And I love the first home game of every season. After going months and months without seeing these people, and just like the reunion, it's always special, that first home game, man. And the Harrells, we see them on the road. We see them at the SEC Championship, bowl games, on the road games. It's always fun running into them, and with the whole family. Just a special family, and a family that we're just thankful to be dear friends with, man. And the Burkhalters as well. But getting close to them has just been very special as well. Just great people. Great people, and it's something more than Georgia football. It's just the friendship of it, and couldn't have a better family there in Row 60
for sure,
or Section 108 rather.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of just
Pam and Janice there.
Yeah, Pam and Janice.
Yep, and Steve's over there, and Doug. There are a lot of just people that for years been around, and all have one thing in common: they love the Dogs, man. We have a good time and have many memories, and hopefully many more to come.
For sure.
So hopefully we'll see them a national championship celebration in January back in
That'd be nice.
So, hey.
I forget about that.
Hopefully.
We didn't do that last year, so we're going to have to do it again. Did we get going back, speaking of the 108 crew, family, whatever we'll call them, we need an official name, by the way, guys. We need to get a tattoo challenge.
Yes.
If Georgia wins, Georgia wins a national championship this year, do you think that warrants a tattoo?
I have to text Jack and see.
Okay.
And then we'll get with Russell Harrell.
Okay.
And then, that's right.
Put together some legislation.
That's right.
Oh, man. Well, hey, there's some common themes and sayings here on Row 60, and we've got several. And I say things. I say things, but they're not really catchy. They're not really noteworthy. Adam says things that just make me laugh and make you guys laugh, and one of them is turn it up about 5 notches.
Yeah.
Adam and I went back and I pinpointed. I was like, this had to have started somewhere. and went back to episode number 11. This is your very first turn it up about 5 notches right here. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Sir.
And this is show number 11. You could call this the Aaron Murray episode. He went 3-1 against the Swamp Donkeys of Florida. Adam, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Clark. This is what it's all about, being a Georgia Bulldog, is getting to the Florida week. Everybody heading down to St. Simon's, heading down to Jacko Island. Family traditions, what students do. Everybody just looks forward to this week. It's unique in college football. And this is what it's all about, especially on years like this year, rolling into Jacksonville undefeated. Can't ask for any better.
That's right. That's right.
That's what it's all about, baby.
Yes, the mass exodus to Jacksonville, Florida is about to ensue.
That's exactly right, Sid. It's going to ensue. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank up the intensity on the show a little bit. We're going to turn the old knob up about 5 more cranks, Clark. So if you're in the car listening to it, if you're, got your cell phone, your listening device, turn us on up even louder than expected.
They may not have to. They may not have to. We're bringing the energy to this one.
Yeah, crank it on up. I wanted to rattle some eardrums, Clark.
So, Adam, you didn't say
5 notches,
but I mean, pretty much the same.
That's
thing.
where it was born.
Yes.
How about that? That's cool. That's cool. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Another one, Adam. You always say the wine and cheese crowd, and we don't really, we don't like. Do we not like the wine and cheese crowd?
Just not a lot of common ground.
Common ground. That's a good way of putting it. And they would probably say the same thing about us.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody has their place on the big blue earth that the good Lord has put us on here for, and that's fine. I mean, everybody's different. That was what makes the world go round, but just not a lot of common ground. Appreciate their fandom of Georgia, you know, and a lot of them are the reason why there's some funds in the old tank.
Oh,
right?
for sure. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
and why?
You can't hate on them much.
That's
but
true.
They're not who I want to sit beside in a club level suite. I don't want to be in a club level suite at a Georgia football game.
Yeah.
Sitting there
I'm with
eating
you.
hors d'oeuvres, right? I mean, that's just not me. That's fine. If it is whoever else, that's fine too, obviously. I mean, heck, you've earned that experience to be able to do that. I mean, even if I wanted to do it, I couldn't do it. But I don't want to do it, Clark. So, yeah, I mean, the wine and cheese crowd, I feel like almost feel like that they feel like they're better than just getting up and fired up for a game, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're too good to just get rowdy.
Yeah.
So I like my people are, especially on the road games, are the ones who were nosebleeds like an SEC championship, ready to rock and roll,
Exactly.
and get rowdy,
Yes.
and just have a good time.
For sure. Yeah, that was episode number 33, just off the top of the dome. I think that was around the Georgia-Tennessee episode in 22, I think, somewhere in that vicinity. So I don't have a clip of that, and I don't have a clip of this one either. Yeah. This one comes from episode number 37. Adam, this is when you officially called out streaming games at tailgates. You've always been against that.
Yeah.
Because you would prefer the reliable dish satellite thing that you stick in the ground, you point in the air, you get a good signal.
Yeah, it's part of the experience, man.
Right.
I mean, being able to find the signal and the satisfaction of getting the green bar on your direct TV to line up, and you get 100% signal, and the picture shows up, boom, and you feel accomplished, right? Because you got to line up the coordinates, man. You got to get your longitude and latitude right, and you got a compass out there, and you're getting behind it, and it just takes me back to early days of tailgating, when people were around tailgating, like Big Al and them, Alan Burton would set up a satellite, man, because at that point in time, that was the only way you could do it, right? So I wanted to just keep that tradition. Everybody else has these cool, fancy little domes that they put on top of their vehicles, or it's good. It's good, obviously. I mean, they're smart doing that. But I had the bulky satellite, about to get signal, put it on top of a vehicle one time. It fell, about busted the window out. I mean, we've had a lot of adversity with the satellite. I mean, it's a big, bulky satellite.
But you're saying it's worth it.
Yeah, but yes, I'll eat my crow.
Okay, tell us about that.
This year, I had a conversation with some folks, family, loading the tailgate up one night. I was persuaded to try hotspot Wi-Fi and run it off my phone. I had to be taught how to run a hotspot off my phone. Didn't know that was possible. Clark set up an ESPN streaming app, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. All you need is a generator, power supply right there, extension cord, and a smart TV to get it. And it worked, and it was good. And there was no trying to get a signal, and it was hard to swallow my pride on it. But I agree, going forward in the future, that's the best way. And to finish out the year, when I made the transition midway through the year in the tailgate scene to go to streaming like the rest of the world has done now, as much as I hate to say it, I'm part of the crowd now. But I will be kind of making some upgrades instead of using a cell phone hotspot, Clark.
Okay.
In the off season.
Yeah.
But going forward here, we're still going to keep the satellite. But just in case, but
Right.
it's going to collect some dust, man.
Oh man,
It's going to collect some dust like the rings and trophies do in Buttsmere.
I guess yeah. I mean, all
Love
good
it.
things must come to an end, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, not the rings and trophies in Buttsmere. That's not coming to an
No,
end.
no.
I was referencing those rings collect dust,
Yes.
stuff. But this right here is truly, it's going to sit and collect dust, that satellite, because I am now on the streaming platform, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But here's what it is, man.
And then episode number 35, Adam, this was the episode. I think somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. This was the first episode in which you gave the people your first boom.
Oh, really?
Give us a boom right quick. Boom. Nice. Because I don't know if you did it earlier in the show. Maybe you did.
I did. Oh, I
Okay,
did.
good, good.
And when I do that in the show, it's almost like I feel like I have to compose myself, like get my breath back. After
Yeah.
it. Like it's just it takes a toll.
One of the funniest things is we've had people come up to us during games and being like, Adam, give me a boom or something. And Adam, just on command. It's amazing. But yes, Adam, the boom has really found its place in the show. It's you got to get a good jolt of energy because look, I'm not the guy.
Set the tone, baby.
I'm not the energy guy. I'm just the guy to throw softballs at Adam and he gets it. And I just help keep the show on track, and kind of keep it going. But Adam, yes, that was your first boom, episode number
classic.
35.
Classic.
After episode number 43, I think you've given us a boom in some form or fashion in each show since.
Good. I didn't realize that, but
Yeah.
good.
You used to say, yes, sir, or you did a couple times.
I always I need to bring it back because I'm a big fan of Home Improvement. I think Home Improvement is one of the most underrated television shows to ever come on network cable television. Right?
Okay.
And Al Borland on there.
Yeah.
The old salute on Tim
Yes,
Toolman,
yes.
Taylor, Tim Allen and Mel Gibson, two of my favorite actors. But Tim Allen and Dennis Quaid are my favorite actors.
Nice.
Love them. And I always loved Home Improvement, man. So, they give the old salute there. So that's why I ripped the salute. But I hadn't done it in a while, I don't think.
Do you think you could do a boom salute?
Yeah, I'm going to try that for the Sugar Bowl episode. That'd be good.
Okay.
That'd be good, yeah.
We'll practice that.
Yeah, we'll
off
see
air.
what we could do.
Oh, man. All right. So going back to the boom,
All right.
I don't have this with me now, but I'm going to put together a boom compilation. And it's going right here.
Boom! 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 Boom, baby. Boom! Woo! Boom! 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 Boom, baby. Boom! Boom! Boom, baby. Boom! Woo! Man. Boom! 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 Boom!
Adam Thorne.
Boom, baby.
Adam Thorne.
Boom!
Solid boom, Adam. So there you have it. There's your boom compilation. Caleb Sowell, not Powell. Caleb Sowell, patron. He was like, "Hey, you got to put this in there." So that one was for you, Caleb.
That's great. That's great.
All right. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about our set here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All this is just a desk, right? And Adam, you made this desk. You and your dad, didn't you?
Yeah. We built this desk, man, on a whim on Saturday, like right before we recorded our first episode here.
Second
Episode here, but the first
Second
one
one.
at the shop, right? So, that it just had some scrap wood laying around, and I remember vividly just throwing this thing together. Mm-hmm. So,
But it's sturdy, and
It's good.
it withstands all of the pounding that you do.
That's right.
Before a big game, and
That's right.
It's funny, y'all. If you go back, pick an episode really, and just scrub through. Take your slider on YouTube and just see how much these little props move. It's not much, but by the end of the show, they are not where they first began.
Yes, that's right.
Because Adam is just pounding
They
the
shimmy
desk.
a little bit. They shimmy. Look at a little bit of movement. They really have that.
But
Or my pen goes flying.
Yeah, we've had that happen. We've had Mike's break. Or
Yes.
there was one episode, I think it was Missouri 2023 last year. We stood up and pretty much like we're off camera for a shot because you just got so excited.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, speaking of our props here, we like to, rotate in and out props and change it up every once in a while. Let me ask you this. out of all the props that we have, and we've got a ton laying around us.
I can
see
tell
them
you
all
right
set.
now. I know exactly what it is.
What is your favorite prop?
Oh, it's a Shane Beamer.
The Shane Beamer photo. Let's bring it out.
Is that yours?
It's one of mine for sure. It's just so odd. But to give you guys an idea and some context, most of you already know this, but this is nice guy Shane Beamer.
Yes.
Adam,
Nice guy, Shane
Adam
Beamer.
always said that he looked like a guy that would appear in a stock photo of a picture
Walmart
frame.
shelf.
In
With
a
his
Walmart
family.
shelf.
With
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah.
With his family. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the appearance that you get from Shane Beamer. You know,
Yeah.
just the generic guy with his family, you know, maybe at a picture on the beach or wherever, you
Yeah.
know, on the porch, whatever, that you see as a stock photo in a picture frame at the Walmart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. Adam, I think another one of my favorites is the Champion of Life
Yes,
brick.
yes. Oh, the whole 2021 Tennessee desk setup it took some time and some effort.
It did. Let's take a look at it, and I'll put a picture on YouTube for you guys to see. We had mustard bottles. We had trash. We had moonshine. We didn't actually have moonshine. It was water in a mason jar. Yeah. We had golf balls and fishing bobbers, literally just anything we could find.
Mustard.
We had a McDonald's bag.
Oh,
That's
we did have a
another-
McDonald's. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good hidden gem right there.
Right.
I love that.
So if you go back and watch that, I believe that's
Why do we have a G.I. Joe?
because it was a war. It was a battleground. Yeah, there's a tank too.
Oh, yes. That's we came out that we had like a helmet, a bicycle helmet, glasses on and protection because I guess what people who don't know is a couple weeks before is when they threw golf balls and mustard bottles at Lane Kiffin and trash on the field at Tennessee.
Oh my gosh!
Like I think it was literally the home game before they played Georgia.
Yeah, it
so
was.
that's why we were amping up this right at that point in time.
And in the background, for those who are not watching on YouTube, you can see on our marker board we have the word trash spelled with the Tennessee Power T logo. So
yes,
yeah, that was a good one. An underrated one, in my opinion, is episode number 15, Georgia Tech 2021. You probably don't really remember this one.
This one.
Yeah, this one, once again, episode number 15. Take a look.
Wait a minute, what's that?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Do you remember that? We have
remember that. That's great.
we have some hot shot, real kill wasp and hornet.
Different brands of wasp and hornet spray right there.
I mean, we went all out.
Oh yeah, I love the animation with a fly
Thank you.
swatter, and you were able to get the bee buzzing around or the yellow jacket buzzing around. I don't know how you did that. I couldn't do it.
That took me an hour at least.
because
to
that
get
was back in the day that we did a little like
intros.
intro type deal, before we led into the program.
The intros were fun the first year, but it was just so hard creating ideas
Oh,
for
yeah.
it. And it got just cheesier and cheesier. And I think at some point or another, we were like, do we even need these?
It's great to look back on. Like,
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was one of our intros. That was episode number 13 there. Let's see. Big game M&M too, Adam.
staple. We'll see it here soon.
Yeah.
It'll hopefully make its place for about 3 more episodes this season. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, it's a staple.
One more prop, and I got to pat myself on the back for this one.
Yes.
The Row 60.
Yes.
Look at this. All right, this is the Row 60 sign. This is a replica of what we hoisted up at College Game Day. But I just want you guys to know these are 2 chopsticks just taped to the back of a sticker that we do have on our website, by the way, if you want that.
Yeah. Also, go to row60.com and check out.
Yeah, the merchandise.
And I should say this as well. Peach State Pride, been with us from the beginning. We've talked about them. Go check out Peach State Pride. I wear their hats, been wearing their hats from the beginning on this set.
Mm-hmm.
See us wear pullover shirts of theirs, see stuff, on the board and on the props as well from Peach State Pride. Go to peachstatepride.com, check out their memorabilia, merchandise, and then go to row60.com and check out our memorabilia merchandise as
Get
well.
a little 2 for 1.
There you go.
I tell you what, Adam, you know what I saw today in my email was an email from Peach State Pride, and I had no idea. They take care of us.
Yeah.
They are sending us 2 brand new Georgia hoodies. Like
Yes.
these performance hoodies.
Oh, I
man.
can't wait.
They are it's the same material as the polos and
Really?
stuff.
Really?
So it's going to look really sharp. I
It's gonna
can't
look good.
wait to get
That's
those
gonna
in.
look good. That is awesome. Thank you to them, man. They are. I mean, go check them out.
PeachStatePride.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I do want to say this. I want to say this. Josh Pate gave me this idea. Shout out to Josh Pate again. If anybody wants to ship us something to put on the set,
Yeah.
we will gladly don it on our set here, and we'll make some room. You know, we've had several people send us things, which is really cool. It's super cool to get. We've had Jim Wilcox send us some really nice snapbacks, in which sometimes we will put and rotate on the set. We like to kind of show them off more than we like to wear them, just because I think they look good on the set. So once again, if anybody wants to send us anything, let us know. Also, another thing, Adam, that a lot of people really thought was, I guess, cute, fun, was when you fed Dolly, your dog, some bacon before the Georgia-Arkansas game in 2021. And
Razorbacks, bacon, everybody get it.
Yeah. So changing up the set there a little bit.
Yeah. Dolly, want a little bacon? Want a little bacon? Dolly, get you a little bacon. Dolly. Get you a piece of bacon. There you go. There you go. Good dog. Eat you another piece of bacon. We're gonna be eating bacon all week this week, Dolly.
Oh man, Dolly.
That's funny. Dolly, I love Dolly. Thankfully, still with us. Just best dog I've had. Love her to death, man. So, that was neat. I forgot we put her in the chair like that.
Yeah.
So, another one that we didn't add, I forgot about. That's when we did the Lion King with Callie.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh, I forgot about that.
There.
Yeah, that was like a week after she was born, or 2 weeks or something.
Yes.
Oh, that was classic. That was the season 2 kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, go back and watch that. That was great. And then your dad appeared on set one time.
Yes.
As Santa Claus.
As Santa Claus.
Chris Kringle.
As Chris Kringle himself in the flesh, putting Orange Bowl tickets in the stocking.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
God.
Yeah,
the ideas we had season 1, man. I mean, they really had the creative juices flowing there.
We ate crow after Georgia lost the SEC championship game.
Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, in 21. Yes, this was not crow.
Yeah.
It was actually really good rotisserie chicken.
I kept eating it because of the drown. Oh, that was I think the most depressing show of Row 60 to me. Like the one that just, because I was down in the dumps after that one.
Took the wind out of our sails.
Yeah.
I don't know, Adam. I think Ole Miss. Oh, no, you know what? I think the SEC championship game
Last year might have been,
Last year's was
because there
awful.
wasn't no playoff after
Right.
that, right? So,
Yeah.
That's true.
Ole Miss this year was pretty depressing, too.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, my gosh. I was like, are we even going to beat Tech at the end of the year?
Oh,
And
man.
we barely did.
Oh, but here we are now, baby.
Yep.
Wrapping up for another one.
Good
We're
stuff.
blessed.
Good stuff. All right, let's move on to some marker board statements. We're kind of inching our way towards the end of this one because the marker board is sort of part of the set, and we talked about it earlier on. We always struggle coming up with what to say. Like people ask, "Oh, do you have it in mind?" No, we come up with it on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple seasons, especially the first season, we would just rattle it off like that. We'd laugh about it. It'd be great. Put it on there. But you don't want to repeat it against these like frequent, I remember like we had drew a Brian Harson for sale sign right there. That was great, and the rat poison one we did, that was on the Jeff Collins one. I forgot. I mean, there's sometimes we're provided with good stuff like that, but then there's sometimes like sayings we've done against rivals has been historic sayings like nerds for Georgia Tech that we can't just do that every year, right? So it's gotten harder to get new ideas on the board. But
and I think one problem that we have is the things we really want to say and put on the board, we're not going to.
That would be
they're not family friendly.
Good, and me and Clark will save to ourselves, get a good chuckle out of it. Ha ha ha. But obviously we're not going to, because of what our podcast is about, we're not going to do that.
Right. But trust me, we have had some gems
that we've actually wrote it on the board, laughed at ourselves for a while, and then erased it, put something else new on there.
One thing we did keep, Adam, is corn won't grow on Rocky Top, but meth labs do. Episode number 40 when we were playing Tennessee in 2022. I thought that was very clever.
That was good.
That's good. I think that's one of people's favorites right there for sure.
Yep.
Episode number 17. That was right after the SEC championship game in 2021. We drew a question mark. We're like, what do we say?
Yeah, that's after we fired off great ones.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's like, geez.
Yeah.
Episode number 71, we just left it blank after getting beat yet again by Alabama in 20.
So we went from a question mark to a blank.
Yeah,
like forward to the end. Yeah.
Yeah, in the 2023 SEC championship.
I love it.
We're just like, we have nothing to say on the board this week. Episode number 45, this was an underrated one, Adam, and this was your doing. You had Kirby's hit list. Nick Saban, Dabo, Lincoln, Brian Kelly, Jim Harbaugh all had a mark through their name.
Yeah.
We were about to play Ohio State. You had Ryan Day at the bottom with a circle.
Yeah, man. I kind of, you just thought about at that point in time, who would you say the top tier coaches in college football were then?
Yeah.
Just got thinking about it. It's like, man, Kirby's beat all these people. That time Saban was able, obviously the overall record against Saban went there, but there was a win against him at that point in time. So then you got thinking, oh yeah, beat Dabo, beat Lincoln Riley in the Rose Bowl, Brian Kelly, of course, Jim Harbaugh in the Orange Bowl the year before, then Ryan, and you just thought, who else is left that Kirby hadn't played that's kind of that top, and then Ryan, I was like, this is it. We're going to do that.
Episode number 91.
That was a good one.
Darth Kirby. I don't know. Just
It's great.
if y'all haven't seen the video of,
That was, I died laughing. I couldn't stop laughing.
do I have Darth Kirby? Hold up. Let me see
That's
if I have
it right there, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is Darth Kirby.
Darth Kirby.
Yes, and we do keep these. We don't throw it away. But I printed this out, and I literally took a video of this, posted on Instagram, put it with the Emperor's March or whatever, Imperial March from Star Wars. And, it got a lot of views. But this one was great. It just, I don't know. It's amazing. And then we did, I think it's episode number 3 or 4, the Clemson recap in 2021.
Dabo.
We just posted Dabo, pictured Dabo.
On his knees. Just it was great. Now, that's still in there, too. 4
Yeah.
years later, still in that box right there.
We still have a hamburger wrapper from the bins that you kept
Yes.
for good luck
Yes.
from the 2022 Peach Bowl.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Also,
That's weird, but-
somewhere is the physicality. You are a real Rose 60 follower. If you know about the physicality side, Adam still had that. He took it into the stadium.
Into the bins with us.
Torn and all.
Yes.
And he kept that. It's somewhere around here. I don't know.
That's right.
Adam, even last episode number 99, we run this state of Texas. You did a fantastic job with the state of Texas.
I'm definitely don't have an artistic bone in my body, but there's some I put on there like, oh, that's awful. That's, but we'll put it on there anyway. My illustrations, not what I had in my head did not translate to the board. But I'll be dang, I was proud of my state of Texas drawing last time.
It was pretty good.
Like last time, I was actually had a little bit of pride in my artistic work for freehanding the state of Texas on the marker board from the episode 99.
It was impressive because what you were doing, you had your back turned to me. I was showing you the state on my computer right here, and you were literally just like freehanding it, like you said. I applaud you, Adam. I'm giving you a clap for that one.
That's the only one I've actually kind of thought, man, that actually looks all right. That's pretty good.
Initially, as you were drawing it, I was like, dude, there's no way. Anytime we want to draw something on the board, I just let Adam do the honors.
Just give me a blank canvas and let's go.
Because it's either going to be really, really good
Pablo
or it's going to be
Picasso,
terrible.
man. Pablo Picasso. That's it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Another thing that we do is Tailgate Talk, or some people just call them interviews. I think that's just what we're going to stick to.
Yeah.
Tailgate Talk was the initial name, but we go around man on the street style. I just put Adam in front of a camera and I give him a mic and I say, let's go talk to people.
Yeah.
And we started that Georgia, Florida in 2021. What a time we had. Adam, let's just quickly think about what are some great moments that you can think of.
Doing that before Florida, obviously we do it every year before Florida because people who's never been down there, our main goal of that is for people to see the pregame festivities that are outside. And we've gotten some gems over the past few years. I think the first year we did it and this previous year were the best ones that we've done. And there's just some moments I'll never forget the first year at Florida, Clark, the group of Florida fans with the one drunk guy who just said some stuff. If you could see the uncut interview of that, if we were a channel that put that kind of content out there, you'd roll. You would roll. But, it was some wild stuff. I think about that. And I think about buddy, Ernest. The guy said that this Georgia-Florida game was a rivalry game. And that's kind of had to look like, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course it is. Ernest, buddy.
Ernest, it is.
No crap.
That's why we're here, brother. That's why we're here. A neutral site. That's it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you get some of the wildest answers. Of course, when alcohol is involved, you're going to get even crazier stuff happen. Adam, one of my favorite things is when you dance with the black women on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that was
man,
a good time,
it's
man.
great.
It was, we just got in the moment. We had a good time. We broke it down, and, yeah.
You broke it down?
I did. I got low.
You did.
I didn't rip my Wranglers off.
I'm proud of you.
Either. That's
this year you got beer spilled all over you at one of the tailgates,
yeah.
right? You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah. Poured on me. Some random guy came up with some bottle, was trying to pour it in my mouth, too. And I about got drowned with that. And no idea what the unidentified liquid substance was. That didn't make the cut, obviously, with that on the video screen. But I mean, just wild times, man. And people, I think the lady this year asking if we were the Jacksonville News.
Yes.
Like I look like a news reporter out there. Didn't you with your camera? I mean,
gosh.
just if you stick a microphone in front of anybody, like you said, especially if they're drunk, too, you never know what's going to be delivered.
Well, we've had I don't even know if we've had a single person turn down an interview with us.
No.
Like, I really don't. I can't think of a single time.
No.
Sometimes people are hesitant, but we're like, hey, we're a podcast. We're just doing this for YouTube, yada, yada. When they realize it's not live TV, they're like, oh, I'm in for it.
That's right.
But man, we've had so many good ones. We're going to have more in the future.
You dang right.
Yeah, good times there. All right, Adam, let's sort of wrap this up.
Let's do it.
Big overarching theme here is since the creation of Row 60, we've won 2 national championships. We've won 2 SEC championships. We've had 3 undefeated regular seasons.
Yeah.
We've had the winningest senior class in Georgia football history, a 53-4 record since Row 60 started, 2 Orange Bowl championships, a Peach Bowl championship, hopefully a Sugar Bowl championship, a college football record-setting 15 NFL draft picks in one class. Adam, you had your daughter August 19th, 2022.
Oh, 16th.
Oh, shoot.
That's all right, though.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all right, baby.
August
Look,
16th.
I'm impressed you were in a couple of days. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. No,
I think
you're
I
right.
went back to the picture I posted of you guys in the
Yes,
hospital,
yes.
and it was August 19th,
Right,
a couple days
right.
after.
No, that was still good.
Comment.
Don't
I'm
worry
sorry.
about it. No,
August
don't worry about
16th.
that.
I got it now. She made her Row 60 debut on episode number 30. Within the next few days or so, I'll have a son
That's
as well.
right, Clark. Benson will be coming here soon,
Yeah.
man.
Row 60, over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, over 10,000 followers across social media, just nearly 50,000 all-time podcast downloads. That's not even plays, that's downloads. And then so many people now that we get to call our friends and family.
Yeah, man. As you can tell, it's been special. It's been fun. As you can tell, we're very proud of making it to episode 100 because a lot of podcasts fizzle out. And the reason why we have, I think, 2 main reasons. Not really because of us, but because of just the support we've gotten from the new friends that we have made. And that's been the biggest blessing. I've said it time and time again, and I truly mean that, is the new friends and relationships we've had with these people, even if we've never met them or not, getting to talk and get excited about Georgia football. And then the next would be Georgia's success and the just natural just excitement that is built that we've been able to be a part of these just great games. I mean, heck, we could have started this. I could have took people, me and you both, Clark, we could have took people to the 2013 Gator Bowl when we got beat by Nebraska. Could have took you to Memphis with us when we lost 10-6 when I was out there in the rain at the UCF's cap off a 6-7 season. It would have been fun. It would have been great as Georgia football, but it's took it up to a level, I think, for everybody for being able to be a part of it during this run. I mean, during games of the Peach Bowl, man, the 2 national championships, going to L.A., and the fun we've done, the call-in shows before the Peach Bowl, before the national championships, man. And hopefully we're about to experience shortly again, relive that moment. I mean, what a blessing it is. Jeez. And that's why I think, man, we're blessed. All good things have to come to an end. Georgia won't be like they are forever, but that's why you, me, Clark, we're going to enjoy every bit of this ride, man. And it's fun, and we're blessed to be able to just be a part of it and enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well said, Adam. Well, folks, this is going to wrap up our 100th episode. I really hope y'all have enjoyed this as much as we have. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, even if it's just me and you listening to this one, because it's not really any content like the old one. It's just us talking about ourselves and our stories. I hope people have enjoyed it too, man. But it was fun. It was very nostalgic because we're nostalgic people, for me and Clark to go back and relive these moments, man. And like I said, y'all have made it possible and cannot wait for even more to be added to this list. And trust me, coming here shortly in the next few days after this is released, we will get right back to business and get geared up for New Orleans. Mm-hmm. I will be citing a memorandum on my feelings towards the Sugar Bowl.
Okay.
History lesson. We'll go back to class and my feelings of the Sugar Bowl. So be ready for a memorandum. Is that not a memorandum?
I have no idea. This is
like
going back to the big words.
I'm
sure whatever you know said
I'm
is
trying
close.
to say like a I guess kind of a speech.
Sure.
Like a passionate addressing of the Sugar Bowl and its history.
Good.
And how I feel about it. And it's going to be a very fun episode coming
love
up.
it.
But we kind of just took a break from it to reflect on this and get ready for Christmas, man. And then it's back to business. It's time to go win another national
Yes, sir.
championship, Clark, and prove that Georgia is the most elite program in the nation again.
I love it, Adam. I love it.
What a blessing, man.
Can't wait. Yep. Might have a call-in show later for the Sugar Bowl. Not sure. Very tentative.
Go ahead and tell them, Clark, your plans right now.
As of right now, I'm breaking my streak of something like 30 games. Will not be in New Orleans. Just I've got to make the responsible decision. I've fought tooth and nail. But there's no way I can leave my 9-month pregnant wife.
You can't do that, man.
While I go to New
You
Orleans.
can't do it. I've had to miss games now because being a parent has been a fun run, being able to do it. There'll be more, and we'll get to enjoy them with our kids as they grow older as well, man. But no, Clark, no, you're making the right decision.
I hope so.
On that. And I mean, it just happens. You have to work your timing out better with that if you didn't want your child to be born
That's
during football
true.
season. But
Yeah, that's true.
it natural stuff just happens. But no, in all seriousness, what a blessing. Be in prayer for Caitlin and Clark as Clark is about to be a father. That's why I said the call-in show is going to be tentative set because I can't produce it myself. I don't know how. Maybe if Clark is unavailable, I'll try to dial up something in some form with my technological prowess. Maybe if that's okay, if I have your
got
blessing.
you.
Or you
Yeah.
can do something. We'll figure something out. But I plan on, good Lord willing, to go to New Orleans to be boots on the
Yes,
ground.
we
So
need
you'll
you.
be following me there, and then Clark, I'm sure, will be chipping in with some commentary too as well. But yeah, I mean, we're excited for Clark and Caitlin. Let's go ahead and 100th episode, getting prepared for Clark to enter fatherhood and Caitlin enter motherhood as well. So what a blessed Christmas season. Remember what it's all about, folks. Time of giving, time of just remembering that the reason for the season and really the reason why that we get to have joy over Georgia football is just comes from the joy and appreciation for life and that we get because Jesus Christ died and came to earth in the form of a human, and that what we celebrate this time of year. And for us to just have peace and knowing that He's our Lord and Savior, and we enjoy these things on this earth, but enjoy them through Him, man. And thankful for that. Thankful for Christ. And this season is special to me and Clark, and hopefully everybody else is special for y'all. And good times with family and friends. Be safe. Enjoy the holidays, man. But then right after the holidays, baby, take down that Christmas tree, and it's time to get fired up for some Georgia football. Playoff football. 8 teams left, and heck, Gunner Stockton there cranks up, baby.
Here we
So
go.
we're going to be here for it. New episode coming out here soon. Thank you, Clark, for putting this together. Great trip down memory lane. It's about time to take the Junkyard Dogs to the Big Easy. You can't spell sugar without UGA, baby. Little throwback to 2002 and the early 80s. Go Dogs!
Go
baby.
Dogs. Ooh, 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 ooh.